Hi, video vlog 21st of February of March 2022. I think maybe it's Sunday or something. Oh no, it's Monday. I should have called. Goddamn state IRS keeps sending me these letters threatening me that I owe them money. And then I resolve it and then they do it again. It's crazy. Happens all the time. So I'm still working on my Creeks of Boulder County project, which is big. A little bit, kind of like a little bit on the nocturnal side of things. Last night I was up until, I was up until I passed out. You know what I mean? Like, not dealing with insomnia at all. Working, and then I'm like, I can't work as much, even though I'm not really, even though I can keep my eyes open. I'm just kind of don't want to work anymore, and then I've maybe a little bit of a hunger, tired pang, and I'm like, oh, all right. And then I lay on my belly and I fall asleep, and then I gain consciousness. My sleeping style, when it's all on my own, is I gain consciousness like an hour or two before I actually get up. I love to lay awake because then that way you get to enjoy being relaxed from sleep, because I'm not relaxed. Or I'm only relaxed like I am like when I'm ready to go to sleep, when I stop working. So started working maybe, I don't know, kind of late, noon or 1. It's kind of hard to know when. Just spending all of my time working on on my project, but not over cooking myself, not pacing myself. So I'm listening lots of music, lots of white weed smoking, because yesterday I was out of weed. And I went over to my mom's house. I got up, and I guess I went over to my mom's house like in the evening or whatever. Was it 2? And we saw Outlander with her friend, and then her friend had stayed and hung out for like another half hour or whatever, hour more, talking about stuff. And then she couldn't really talk because she had another meeting, but on the phone. But I wanted to see if she could sign the one agreement, because yesterday's video, I was talking about how I wanted to make, I don't know, I was thinking about maybe switching into training mode, but because I fucking made the mistake of paying attention to athlete world, I have to make sure to not do that, because then you it kind of stresses me out. So I was like, yeah, sign the paper that says if I decide to start training, you're not going to nag me all the time about I need to go get a job now. And she goes, oh, no way, I'm not going to do that. And she's like, oh yeah, because like you need a job. Jobs are good. And it's not about the money. I'm like, well, and she's like, yeah, because you need a job because the job will teach you how to organize your time, and that way you will meet people at your job. And she doesn't mean like a career. She means, it's because it's not about the money. She means a job. I need to go immediately now. I need to go and find a job so that I can learn how to manage my time and then meet people. And that has to happen as soon as I start training on my bike, because she doesn't understand that I will be having plenty of time management lessons if I'm training to be an athlete, like a triathlete, like what same thing. And if I'm gonna meet people, you could go on group bike rides and stuff, and you meet people at the events or whatever and stuff. So there's a whole culture. So she kind of identified herself as kind of being a saboteur agent. So I don't have the security right now to do that on my own. I'm not at the level of development on my site. If I tried that now with the motherly nagging, I would lose my concentration and my desire, and I would have to bounce back to the site. So I would only have the because it's kind of like gravitation. picture a river, because that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'll describe about that after, but picture like a river going down on top of a ridge, you know. Well, is it going to go the left side of the mountain or the right, you know? And so it's gravitation. It's like, and so I'm a river flowing down the mountain of life, and on one side I can work on my website, and on the other side I can forget that and start training. But I'm like oh, there's my mom again. She called me twice today. I'm a river flowing down on the top of a ridge. So a very, very rare type of river. And yeah, as it is now, the location where my water droplets in the river are is that, yeah, if I can't, I'm in a gully, I'm in a rut that's directing me towards finishing the site. I'm not at the valley yet, where it opens up and I can choose if I'm going to go off this way or that way. You know, I need to do another year. If I were to work another year on my site, the gravitation would be more tilting towards the training, and my river would be veering down that side of the mountainside. But I think I need another year. Um, um, so yeah, yesterday after I came home from my mom's house, because I was like, at first I was kind of mad, and I was like, trying to explain to her that it's like, that's kind of like she's like sabotaging me when she's doing that. Like, and then I came home, and then I just felt really like depressed, like where you could see it on my face. I was like existential crisis. So I went over. I had some cash in my wallet, so I went over to the weed dispensary, the one that's cheaper. On Sunday, I guess maybe they have sales or whatever. But I got them. I had $15, and I got like an eighth or whatever of the like high quality weed. It's good and it's still there. And I was just sitting there in my room, just like smoking shitloads of weed, smoking, not really working even as much. Trying to drink an energy drink. I have to buy 2 energy drinks when I buy energy drinks now. I'm addicted to those, which I don't care. I don't get them to like stay awake or whatever, keep my eye open. Sometimes I have problems keeping my eyes open when I work, and then I would like pour a coffee, but my fucking coffee machine is like temperamental. It only makes coffee when it wants to. It's like I'll push the button and then you have to wait like a couple of days. And then like a day and a half later, all of a sudden you'll like notice there's coffee. And you're like, okay, well, thanks, coffee machine. So I can't exactly, you know, like if I'm like working and I can't keep my eyes open and it's between the hours of 11 at night and 6 in the morning when I can't go to the store and get my energy drinks, I'm kind of screwed. Like that's when I go to sleep, but I don't care. But that's not why I buy energy drinks, because that's not my problem, keeping my eyes open. If I can't keep my eyes open, I just fall asleep. I just lay in my bed and I just do like this and I love it. It's comfortable. No, I drink energy drinks because it's kind of like a way to break up a day. It's kind of like, it kind of gets me high. I love the high that I get off of it. But the problem is I have to buy 2 because they're $1.50, $2.50, but only $2.50 each. But if you buy 2, no, they're like $3 or whatever. But if you buy 2, it's for the same price. Actually, I can't remember how much they are for $1 for just one. But if you buy 2, it's 2 for $2.50, and I think it's like 1 for $2.50. So you have to buy 2, and I can't drink 2 at once like that. If I did that, that's like caffeine overdose. I don't know how many grams of caffeine, but so anyways, I was just kind of like smoking weed and there's some cool videos on the Ukraine war you can see, but I wish there was more. I'm surprised there isn't more. Trying to look around at that kind of stuff. And then I recently was looking at if there's more tall chicks on OnlyFans, and I'll follow this 1'6'7" big muscular black chick with big tits. But the problem was it's a man on the down part. But and then this other 6'7", and the 6'10". Whew. Anyway, um, yeah, because I wanted to write them and tell them about all the different like mentions of tall chicks in history. I'll make a web page about that on my website one of these days when I have the time. Um, anyway, oh, and athletic chicks too. That you should do that too, all in one page. Anyway, what was I talking about? So I was all depressed. I was like de-energized, and I felt like, see, the problem is, it's kind of like you don't believe in me, like you think my idea isn't worth it. Um, doesn't you don't believe in the concept of trying to perfect yourself and that nobody even is going to care. And I keep going and explaining to my mom that there's a whole industry circulated around endurance sports. But and then I explain it to her dozens of times, and every single time she's like, it's like epiphany time. She's like, it's like when a light bulb goes over her head. She's like, I see it now. I see it. Oh, wow, thank you. I never understood. And you've explained so many times, but I see it now. And I'm like, oh, cool, you see it. Yay. But see, yesterday, as of now, we're back to square one again for the 1 millionth time. Now her mission is against training, because that way you're going to learn how to not manage time. You're going to forget how to manage your time if you try to become a professional triathlete. And you're also never going to meet anybody, and nobody's ever going to speak to you. And the only thing that's important in life is that you learn how to manage your time, and that you meet people. Those are the only two things. And the only way to accomplish that, no matter how much money you have, because I'm rich, is to go and get some job. You have to go and get the job. My mother's most favorite suggestion for a job that I must get is that I must get a job over at the coffee shop, because those are where the best lessons for time management and the best people for me to meet are located. I think she suggested police officer, but that requires training. So my mother would love for me to get a job that would require like a year's worth of training, because then I would be locked into my job. Um, um, Sometimes I think she's jealous that I have money, but I don't think but then I confront her, and then she says she's not. And then she begs me not to talk about money on YouTube, and I tell her I won't, but now she's forcing me to talk about money, because I have to make it clear that it's not about the reason that she wants me to not be trained and only get the job, isn't about money. That's usually what people would think. Usually people get jobs because of the money, unless you're my mother. And now the only reason that you would get the job is so that these very valuable 2 lessons of time management, number one, and then of course that's the only way that you're ever going to meet another person, number 2, because nobody would ever want to speak to you if you're an athlete. If you go on the group rides, nobody's going to look at you, and you're not allowed there. Maybe the application process would be denied, and all of the time management skills would just go haywire if you try to train all the time, day and night. That it just wouldn't work. So that's just what she thinks. So, and she's 80, so you're not going to reprogram her mind. But I just felt like it gave me the heebie-jeebies. It gave me the creeps. It like got into my soul, like to the absolute depth, and it felt like microscopic, to my core. Like there are these like microscopic, like virus size little pieces of sickness that can permeate any membrane in my soul and get in and actually reprogram my DNA to become this like washed out, faceless shell of a person that is constantly empty. And so then kind of need like something that doesn't exist on its own, needs to be hooked up to the electric grid, because if it's unconnected to the electric grid, I'll just dry up and turn into a statue. So I have to hook up to the electric grid to constantly be connected to it in order to function as a human being. because there is no individuality. Um, because I constantly, no matter how old I am or how much wonderful work I do on my website and how many good my ideas are, I constantly am in need of the lessons of time management and interaction with other humans through the job. I must have the job, whether it's coffee shop or Home Depot. There are friendly people at Home Depot. Maybe I could. I like to move. I need exercise. I like to do exercise. I have shown, so perhaps a manual labor job to teach my time management and socialization skills that I need so much. So, whatever, dude. So it just gave me the creeps. So I'm like, I just can't. I need to, existential crisis time, I need to like take a breather, and I need to take a few nights to kind of reprogram my brain to accept the kind of person that the person whose body I came out of is. She's one of these Russians. She's a Russian. I have a Russian for a mother who's hooked up to the grid and would prefer to never speak to me again than to allow me to disconnect and to be a free flowing entity, learning time management on my own from being an athlete. So yeah, she called me twice today. I just don't want to, for this foreseeable future, speak to my mother. It's because I don't want that. I feel like if she touches me, the virus will get into and it'll infect me, and the next thing I know, I will be a Borg. Maybe I don't have the confidence in myself to keep myself away from the gravitation of the brainwashing Borg, from Star Trek. They turn everybody into a Borg. I don't want to get Borged. I don't want to be like a zombie. That's what it is, a zombification of society. So, but that's fine. I don't need my mom. I have friends. I have people I can call at any time of the day and chat for as long as I want with. So I think that's part of the problem. My mom doesn't seem to realize that. So she thinks she's got some like power play. So I don't know what it is. I don't care. Baby boomers, man. Okay, boomer. So I'm going to smoke some more weed and get back to work. I kind of today, I have to pace myself because today, I didn't notice, there's like a zillion, and when you just download it, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a zillion. All you do is go to my website, education page, and Google Earth download of the creeks of Boulder County, and there's lots of folders, and like I just opened up a bunch today that I guess I thought I opened all, and boom, it's like 5 pages worth. So like 200 of these little creek sections that I have to add the data to, I thought I was done with that. I thought I was into the part where I go into the folders and I start add the data to the folders that all those little creek sections are in, and I'm also still creating and organizing the polyglot watershed drawings that I have. So I just need to kind of pace myself. But yesterday I didn't do as many hours as I normally do, but I still stayed busy. You can't do like 18 hours solid day every single day. Every once in a while you're gonna get distracted. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna fuck with my stupid mom anymore. So that'll save me a lot of time. And so now I'm just gonna focus, and get this bitch done. I don't even know if I'll get it done, but I'm gonna focus and get it really, really high up in level. All right, let's keep this under 20 minutes. Talk to you tomorrow.